If you're not utilizing Facebook, Instagram, and Meta ads to grow your business, you are gonna get left in the dust by your competitors. Whether you're running ads for your e-com store, affiliate marketing, an agency, a brick and mortar business, personal training, it does not matter. This strategy will work for you. As a quick example here, I've been running this exact strategy for about the last 10 days now. I spent just over $1,100 in these campaigns for this lead gen strategy, and I'm getting an average cost per DM at $2.33. And you're probably asking why DM? Well, this is the secret trick and the super simple strategy to do this. It actually works a lot better than Facebook's lead gen, in my opinion. And all that you need to run this exact strategy is a business account on Facebook, an Instagram account, a ManyChat account, which I'll be covering later in this video, and some ad creatives to run on Facebook. Now, this is a full beginner walkthrough step by step. I'm going to show you exactly how to set up the ad campaign. I'm going to show you how ManyChat works and how that DM automation is actually going to work. So you can follow along in this video step by step. And by the end of this video, you can actually have your campaign up and running. All right, before we get into that, real quick side note, if you are on the e-com business side of things and you want to run a Shopify store, we have a crazy offer for you. So I say we because it's a partnership between Shopify, Zendrop, and myself. We're building you guys completely custom Shopify stores for free. You're going to get winning products loaded onto it, and you get access to my mentorship where we do 3 live coaching calls a week. If you've been wanting to build a Shopify store or an e-com brand, there's no better time to do it. It's completely free. If this is something that's interesting to you, I would take advantage of this offer now. I'll put it down below in the description. All right, now let's move into the strategy. First, we're going to need to set up our Facebook business account. And if you don't have one, then we're going to go ahead and go on business.facebook.com. You're going to sign up for an account, log in with your Facebook or Instagram account. It's going to link this onto the business side of your personal page or your business page, whatever you have. And it's going to allow you access to the ad manager and also manage your business accounts from this kind of section on Facebook. So if you don't have this, go on business.facebook.com first and sign up for it. It's not going to take you long at all. It's super easy to set up. And then once you've done that, we're going to move on to the next step. Before we go into the strategy, you do want to make sure that you have your Instagram account linked to that business profile. It doesn't have to be a business Instagram account. It can be personal. Like if you're a personal trainer and you want to get leads for some clients, that's totally fine. All you have to do is connect your ads manager account to your Instagram account and you're going to be good to go. So once your account is set up and ready to roll, you're in your ad manager section of Facebook. And if you don't know where that's at, it's adsmanager.facebook.com under that same account. So this is the front end of the ads manager where we're going to actually be setting up this strategy and campaign. It's super simple. It's going to be really easy to follow along. We're actually not going to be making too many changes. I'll explain everything step by step for you guys. So we want to create a new campaign. At the top left, we're going to hit create. It's going to take you to this page to set up your new campaign. So there's multiple objectives that you can choose from. There's traffic, engagement, leads, and sales. So there's a pretty big difference between all of them. Whichever one that you choose is what Facebook is going to go after. If I don't really like Facebook's leads form, I found a lot better results with just actually targeting sales and using this strategy that I'm about to show you guys. Now, people do a lot of instant form leads and things like that. I just don't really like it as much. Engagement isn't bad. Traffic is a little bit lower quality traffic in my opinion. So most of the time, depending on your business, of course, we're going to go with sales because we want to get leads from people that are most likely going to convert into whatever service you're offering. So once we chose that, we're going to hit continue. It's going to take you out into this builder here. So if you're not familiar and you're a beginner to this in Facebook ads completely, how Facebook ads works is there's 3 different levels. There's a campaign level here. You can see at the top left. Right below that is the ad set level. On the ad set level is where you do a lot of the targeting, like the placement, whether it's on Facebook stories, Instagram stories, you can change all that if you want. You can also change things on that level, which we'll talk about, but things like age demographic, location, and any interests that they might have. And then one level below that is the ad creative level. This is where you're going to change the copy and what kind of response that you want when people actually swipe up on your advertisement. That's just a quick overview. And to keep in mind, if you are a beginner, you can have multiple ad sets under one campaign and multiple ad creatives under multiple ad sets. It just depends on how you want to structure it, or if you want to test a bunch of different audiences, or you want to test a bunch of different creatives, you can do that here. But we're going to keep it really, really simple today and set it up as one campaign, one ad set, and one creative. So moving into the campaign level, which we're at right now, you can change this to whatever you want. You could say lead gen campaign for affiliate marketing. Make sure you name these in a way that you can actually tell what they are. Because if you're starting to scale it up or you want to run more lead gen campaigns, you need to know that this one was, the creative with the car in it or the image ad. That way you don't have to just like dig through all the time. It's just easier to look and see which ones are performing better. So scrolling down to campaign details, we're going to leave this at buying type as auction and sales as the campaign objective. We don't need to change anything thing here. Moving down below this is the advanced campaign budget. So how this works, if you turn it on and you set the budget to $100 at the campaign level here at the top left, it'll take $100 and distribute it down below the ad set level and the ad creative. So we'll let Facebook decide where to throw this money. Now for an example, if you only have one ad set and one ad creative, obviously the $100 is going to flow right through that. But if you've got two ad sets and two creatives under each ad set, Facebook is actually going to split that up how it sees fit. One of them might get $50, one of them might get $25. It just depends on which creatives are performing the best and Facebook thinks people are resonating with the most. We're actually not going to be using advanced campaign budget for this because we're just setting up our first lead gen campaign right now. You can use this later on if you want to test a bunch of different creatives or targeting. Now moving on, we're actually not going to be turning on A/B test either. We don't need to do that. Reporting, we're going to leave blank as well. Special ad categories. This is something that could be applicable to you. So if you're advertising an affiliate marketing offer for American Express, or you work for an American Express and they're wanting you to run their lead gen campaign, you might have to choose credit. Or if you're advertising about employment or housing, all these things are in categories that you need to declare. So for the most part, if you're running like personal training or you're doing an e-com store or affiliate marketing, for the most part, you can just leave this blank. All right, so we're done with the campaign level. That's all we had to do there. We're just going to hit next. Now this is going to bring us to the ad set level. So the ad set level again is where you do targeting. So you've got your interest targeting of age, demographic, location, interest if we want. This is where we're going to set all of that up. So let's just pretend we're doing 18 plus US only. We're just going to leave it as that. Now, obviously, if you're a personal trainer and you want to get lead gens for your services at your gym in Scottsdale, you're not going to want to advertise to people in Wisconsin. It just wouldn't make any sense. So here's where you could change that and say, I only want to show my advertisements to people that live in Scottsdale. So scrolling down to conversions, we're actually going to choose Instagram direct. So we're not going to be sending people to your website to sign a form or whatever there. We're going to be using Instagram direct in this strategy. This is why it's important to have your Instagram account linked. I firmly believe, and a lot of other people are seeing great results with Instagram direct rather than traditional lead gen type of forms. It feels more personal. It feels like you're talking to the business. You actually are collecting and nurturing a lot of your clients better. It's just a better way, and it's been proven to work. And don't worry, you're not gonna have to sit there in your DMs and message a bunch of people. We're gonna show you how to automate all of this. All right, scrolling down under your Instagram account, make sure that's linked. Performance goal, we have to leave at maximize number of conversions. Cost per result, if you are interested, is what do you want Facebook to try to get your conversion rate at? You can kind of set this goal for them, but we don't really know that yet, especially if this is new and we're testing. So we're gonna leave this one open and let Facebook do its thing. Now scrolling down to budget and schedule, this is totally up to you. If your budget's $10, put in $10. If your budget is $1,000 a day, put in $1,000. Obviously, the only difference is how much money you spend is how fast you're going to get your data and results to make educated decisions, whether the ad is working or not working. So keep that in mind. I really recommend kind of a minimum of $25 a day. The campaign that I'm running right now in testing, I'm spending about $150 a day. And it's giving me some pretty good data to run off of, and it's working really well. But again, this is completely up to you for your budget. So we're just going to put out like around 50 right now. So it's going to spend $50 a day on this campaign. Now, keep in mind with your budget, if you spend $50 in a campaign, and let's say you get 50 leads back, $1 per lead. Now, you're obviously not going to convert all of those leads. So if you're selling personal training services and it's $250 a month for it, if you got one person to convert at the $50 a day and one person converted a day, that would be great. You'd be profitable. So you have to know and understand your business's return on your ad spend. What's your break-even ROAS? What's your lead to conversion rate? What do you need to hit in your advertisements to actually be profitable and grow your business? Now, this is something I can't answer for you. You have to figure that out on your own, but this is just something to keep in mind in any business when you're running online advertisements. All right, moving on. So schedule is the start date. Right now it's October 4th. So you can start it whenever you want. You can start next week if you have a special offer. You can set an end date if you want. I don't ever set end dates. I just like to monitor them. And then once they stop performing, I'll then end them. But if you've got a budget of $500, let's say, and you want to run $100 a day, then you can set an end date to be 5 days in the future. So we'll spend just the $500. So you can do stuff like that if you need to. And then for budget scheduling, so this is to increase your budget during specific time periods. We're not going to do this right now, but just so you know in the future, if you notice that a lot of your leads are coming in the cheapest from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., you can go back in here and set this up to say, spend 90% of my budget from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can do that in the future once you get all of that data, but right in the beginning, you don't have that. So we're actually just going to leave this out completely. Now scrolling down to audience controls, this is where you set up your targeting. So your locations, ages, and things like that. So again, if you are a personal trainer in Scottsdale, you would go and edit here and choose Scottsdale only. I only want to show it to Scottsdale people. Makes the most sense. But if you've got a product that can be sold across the world, you can open this up worldwide if you'd like. This is totally business dependent, so we're just gonna leave this very simple for this process and leave the location just on the United States. Now scrolling down, we're actually gonna be letting it run Advantage Plus audience. So you can do an audience suggestion, which is optional. Facebook has been pushing everyone to go broad for the last few years now. And to explain that a little bit further, for your audience suggestion, you could say people that are interested in weightlifting, right? If you're a personal trainer. And it's gonna kind of give Facebook an idea to look for people that are interested in that. But the thing is, after the privacy updates, long story, broad is pretty much better. I've tried targeting over the last couple of years a little bit. It's not as good. Letting Facebook decide the audience for you is performing a lot better. And the reason is because Facebook is getting better and better at defining the audience that your ad should be shown to. They obviously scan the copy of your ad and the image or video ad itself to determine what your ad is about and to show it to the right people. So you kind of have to put the trust in Facebook that they're going to choose the right audience for you. Now scrolling down to placements, here is where you can change if you want to show your advertisement only on Facebook stories or just Instagram stories. If you wanted to do that for a specific reason, you'd click on manual placement and then uncheck everything but the ones that you want. But Facebook is pretty good about identifying your ad creative and how it looks, the shape of it, if it fits on stories better than, feed or whatever. They're pretty good about that. So I like to leave Advantage Plus placements on and let them decide where to show that ad. So pretty simple so far. We haven't really changed too much and don't need to. We're going to be changing a little bit more on the next step here. So we're done with the ad set level. Let's move on to the ad creative level. All right, so on the ad creative level is where you're going to upload your image or video that you want to show as the advertisement on Facebook and Instagram. And as a fun fact, image ads are 3 times cheaper on average than video. So if you can come up with a really good image ad to run instead of a video, it's going to be a lot cheaper for you. And that brings me to a quick pit stop here. This is the software that I use for all of my image ads. So creativeos.com uploads 10 new ad creatives a day, as well as emails and landing pages. So these are all templates from the top e-com brands in the space. So if you find one that you like and you want to recreate this ad with your own image or copy, you just click on copy into Figma or Canva, use template for new design, and then you'd be able to recreate the ad that you see here in Canva with your own image or copy. So these are the most successful ads from the top e-com brands. So they really do all of the formatting for you. So you can just crank out high quality ads. You can do like 10 an hour. It makes it super, super easy. They do have a free trial. So if you're interested in that, I recommend checking it out. I will put it in the description down below. All right, coming back to the ad strategy. For the identity, you want to do a Facebook page and link your Facebook page and your Instagram account. Make sure these are both selected. Now going down to the ad setup, this is where you're going to create your ad, add your single image or video. So the difference between single image or video and carousel is a carousel, the one that you can swipe multiple through the side, and single image or video is just one, obviously, asset. So you'd scroll down here and choose the asset that you want. So we can throw in a video right here. I'll use this as an example. And if you don't have any videos or images up yet, you would click add media and then you'd upload the media there. Then you'd scroll down to your primary text and talk about whatever your offer is or your service. I'd say free Shopify stores, give some more description or whatever it may be. Talk about your personal training, whatever business that you're running lead gen for. Now scrolling down to your call to action, this is pretty business dependent as well. So this is what they're going to see on the ad when they swipe up or at the bottom. You can see on the right side, it'll say learn more, but you can change these. So if it makes sense to apply now, if you're selling spots at your mechanic shop to get your car fixed, you can book now. If you want them to contact you, click contact us. So you'd pick whatever makes the most sense for your business. Now we're scrolling down to the message template. And this is kind of where the strategy comes into play a little bit more. This is where we're going to be linking it up with ManyChat, which I'll show you guys how to do and the capabilities of it. How this works is, so when someone swipes up and sends you a message, they have an automatic conversation starter. So you can say something like DM me Shopify or hit the end button below and check your messages. I'll build you a custom store. So when they swipe up, this is what they see as an automated response. It says this exact message right here. And the response options that they have to automatically click on are Shopify as the keyword. So keep in mind that the keyword is super, super important. It should be something around your industry. We're actually going to be linking this with ManyChat. So we don't know the keyword that we're going to be using right now. So put a keyword that makes sense in your industry here. Before we go into the ManyChat portion, this is the last step of the ad setup. And how this is going to work, which I'll show you guys, is when they send you a DM with that keyword, it's going to put them into this ManyChat flow, which will automatically nurture the lead. You can have conversations with them and then request them to send them your email or phone number where you can reach out and close that deal or whatever you're trying to sell. So that's how the Facebook part of this works. And so once they send you this keyword, it moves into the ManyChat section. So now moving on to part 2, the ManyChat setup of how to actually nurture these leads and capture them. So if you don't know what ManyChat is, they're actually partnered with Facebook, so it's a super legit business. So what they do is link onto your Facebook and your Instagram accounts. And so what happens is when they send you keywords, you can make these automated flows of collecting all this data about your customer, replying to them automatically, and really just nurturing your leads and selling them the product that you need to sell them. It's a very helpful tool. You really don't have to go into your DMs at all if you're doing lead gen. So what I recommend doing is going on ManyChat.com and signing up, and then clicking on Instagram to link. You continue with Facebook because your Facebook account is obviously linked to your Instagram as well. Once you sign in, there's going to be a walkthrough of how to set up and link your Facebook and Instagram to ManyChat. I can't do it right now because I already have it fully set up, but it's a super easy process. It's just basically allowing like external messaging apps. You link the two, and then ManyChat has access to your Instagram DMs. But once you're fully set up, here's the back end of ManyChat, and let me show you some quick features on how to set up and nurture these leads. So here we're going to go into automations, and then on the right side, we're going to click a new automation. ManyChat does have ready to go templates, sell products in the DMs, generate lead with stories, all this stuff, right? That you can kind of play around with and see if you like them as a template. But for the example in this video, we're going to start from scratch. So here's what it looks like in the ManyChat flow editor. So the first thing that we have to do is start a new trigger. So this is where that keyword comes into play with our Facebook ads when they DM you the word personal trainer. This is something that we need to have trigger in ManyChat. So we click on the trigger here, and when it says when user sends a message, type in that specific message. We're going to say training, and then hit create. So now when someone DMs you training from your ad, they'll get put into this flow right here. It's going to trigger this, activate the flow, and it's going to auto respond for you and nurture your leads. So let's say someone messaged you and they say, hey, I like your personal training. Can you help me out? And they send you the word training. This is the ManyChat flow step here. And then we're going to go into the next first step, which will be Instagram and a message. Click on this little button right here, and then you can choose their first name or their Instagram username. So you can address them by their name. You could say something like, hey, Instagram username, glad you're interested in personal training. What's the goal weight that you want to hit? Let's say you're like a bodybuilder, personal trainer, or something like that. Then you can click on add buttons here, and you can say 150 pounds plus. You have the button title 150 pounds plus. You can add another button and say, 200 plus is what I'm trying to hit. And then now let me show you an example of how this works. This is just step one, but if you got a preview, and when they send you the word training, this is the automated response that they get. Glad you're interested in personal training. What's the weight that you want to hit? And then they can click on these buttons and say 150 or 200 plus. So now what's fantastic about ManyChat is as you're talking with them, it's more personal. You're addressing them or their username or their first name. They feel like they're talking to you. Even if it's a bot, it's a lot better than just going to a static form lead gen page and saying, hey, sign up here and fill out this form. The DMs make it a little more personal. It's on their own time. It's from their own account. It just feels a little more real, which is why a lot of people are moving to this method, and it's working really, really well for me. What's really cool about ManyChat is you can customize everything. So what you can do here is say, hey, when they click on 150, they're actually going to go this direction, and they're going to get this message. And this message is going to say, awesome, I used to struggle to get to 150 plus. Want me to send you my meal prep guide? And then you'd add more buttons here and say, yes, please, or no, thanks, I'm good. So if they want the guide, they can go in this flow, right? When they click on the button, you can go on this message too, and you can say something like, great, I'll send it over to you. Can you give me your email or your phone number? So for this message, you'd scroll down to data collection, and you'd type that in right there. Send me your email or phone number. And then the contacts reply, you'd click on this and categorize it as email, phone, or whatever you're trying to collect. Then exit out of that. And then when they do send you that email, it's going to plug it into their contact info. So you're going to have their email or their phone number, whatever lead that you're trying to generate from them. So that way, when you take this information and you actually reach out personally and said, oh, this guy actually wants personal training. Like if they chose this option right here, I want personal training, you would add, please enter your phone number and then phone, right? Why this is so powerful is because you can make this as long as you possibly want. You can have them fill out a questionnaire that's 10 questions long and document all of this data. And by the time you get their contact information, you can now say, hey, this person wants to be 150 pounds. They're gluten intolerant, they need this type of meal plan, and they want to also do personal training. And then you have their number. So you call them up and pull up their account and say, hey, I saw that you want to get to 150 plus, you want personal training, and you have a gluten allergy. So that way, when you call them and actually reach out with a lead or automate it through an email, which I'll talk about in a second, it's going to be a lot more personal. It's like you've already been talking to them. You know their problems, you know them, you know their name, you know the issues that they're having and how you're going to help them solve it. So this is a basic example of how this works. There's a lot more in-depth things that you can do on ManyChat, which you can watch their tutorial videos and figure out if you need to use any of them. But if you just want to set up a simple flow like this, where you're nurturing the client and generating leads, it's super, super easy to do on ManyChat. So before I talk about how you can automate this whole process and actually reach out to them via email with all of these inputs, let me just show you how it worked really quick. So this is what they said to me. They said training. So they got this one, and I want to be 150 plus. And I'm going to say, yes, please. I want your meal prep guide. Awesome. Send me your email. You type it in here, and that email would be logged right here and then attached to the customer profile. Now, if you really fully fully want to optimize everything that you possibly can, what you can actually do is add steps in between. So you could say the next step is an action. And so in action, you can set up a Zapier flow. And if you don't know what a Zapier flow is, it basically does tasks for you. So you can set it up to where it says when someone passes this step, take their information, take their email, take their inputs that they put 150 pounds plus is what they're trying to hit, put that in a Google Excel sheet for me, and then organize it for me. So at the end of the day, when you go in that Excel sheet, you can either call these people that you want, or you can set up another Zapier flow that sends them an email with all that information personalized and gives them that guide that they're looking for, and then tries to upsell them on your personal training. You can optimize all of this with Zapier. It's a fantastic tool. It's a lot to dig into. I can't explain it all right now, but I do recommend using Zapier if you want to get that nitty gritty with your data. All right, so now let's say your ad campaign is up and running. You're getting $2 cost per lead. Your leads are going through this funnel. You're collecting information about it. That's all great and fantastic. But what's also great about ManyChat in terms of post analytics and trying to optimize even more, what you can do is go into your automations, and when you're looking at them and people have ran through them, it'll actually give you data on where people are dropping off on which step. And with that information, you can change the wording in that step, or maybe remove the step and just optimize it to make sure that people are going all the way to the end of the funnel and really capturing and nurturing that lead. So let me just show you an example right here. So this is a flow that I'm running right now, and you can see here at the top, it'll say this first message that's sent. We sent over 3,000 messages, 100% of them were delivered. Only 58% of people opened these messages, and then 44% of those people clicked the message. Looking at this off the bat, I would say I want to get this open rate a little bit higher. Maybe I need to word this a little bit differently. Maybe I should change this up, because we want people to go through this entire flow. We don't want them to drop off at the beginning. So all in all, ManyChat is a very powerful tool to utilize and automate all of this lead gen flow. It makes it more personal, and then you can actually personalize your emails and your phone calls out to your leads. And they're really going to appreciate that, and it works a lot better than just having them fill out a form. So this simple strategy, yeah, it's a lot to set up, but it really is going to optimize your lead gen game, and you're really going to start seeing results pretty much instantly once you set up that ad campaign and start seeing the leads roll in. So in summary, a recap, we would actually be launching this campaign now once your ManyChat flow is set up. And so when people see this advertisement and they swipe up and DM you that keyword, they're going to move onto your ManyChat flow right here. They're going to go through the flow. It's going to nurture the lead, collect information about them. Then at the end of that, you're going to either call them or send them to a checkout page where they can purchase. So that's my full lead strategy right now. It is working really, really well. I hope I explained everything enough for you guys. And if I didn't, please leave a comment with a question. And of course, if you're interested in e-commerce and dropshipping, don't forget to get your free custom store and mentorship down below in the description. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this ad strategy video helped you guys out. I don't do a lot of lead gen ad strategies, so I thought I'd put this one out there for you guys. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment if you have a question, like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. And always, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.